This is a University of Sheffield Health Service screencast.
This is a screencast for our international students. This screencast covers the commonly asked questions regarding international student health. We will firstly talk about the National Health Service, called the NHS, and then the University Health Service, called the UHS. The first question people ask is, what is the National Health Service, or NHS? If you are eligible for full treatment on the NHS, it provides the following: free registration and consultation with a family doctor called a GP or general practitioner, free routine and emergency hospital treatment, free contraception, which is birth control, and maternity care for pregnant women. And if you are required to pay for prescriptions, you are charged a standard price of approximately £7 for each medicine. So who are we, the University Health Service? We are the NHS family doctors and nurses for the university students and their dependents if the latter live within our practice boundaries. We may also provide private healthcare to students not eligible for NHS services, but this is at the discretion of the UHS. Often the most important question is, how much treatment am I eligible for on the NHS? If you are unsure, please click on the checklist icon to be taken to our video that is dedicated to answering this question. So what can we treat at the University Health Service? We are specialists in family medicine, which means that we can treat a lot of problems. These include coughs, colds, allergies, skin rashes, spots, mental health problems such as depression and stress, stomach pains, and infections. We also provide birth control advice and prescribe these medicines. We do male and female sexual health checkups, and we look after long-term conditions such as asthma and diabetes. So what happens if you need to see a specialist? Usually, your GP has to refer you to the specialist for them to see you. There are various hospitals in Sheffield, and there is also accident and emergency or A&E services available for both adults and children. If you are referred to a specialist on the NHS, you may have to wait a few weeks to see them for a routine problem, but remember that this is a free service. Your GP can arrange a private appointment with a specialist, which will be quicker than the NHS, but this may end up costing a lot of money, so check your medical insurance, otherwise you will have to pay these costs yourself. Next, if you feel ill, what should you do? Well, for minor illnesses, such as colds, hay fever, and mild stomachache, you can see the pharmacist. In the UK, pharmacists are highly trained and can be found anywhere showing the green cross shown. They can provide you with advice and any medicines that don't need a doctor's prescription. If the pharmacist cannot solve your problem, or if you feel you have more than a minor illness, you should contact the UHS. You can ring our telephone number or attend in person. We will check your registration status and make an appointment for you. Your appointment will depend upon the urgency of your problem and also the availability of appointments for doctors or nurses. So what happens if the UHS is shut, which is on weekends and after 5 or 6 p.m. weekdays, depending on university vacations? You can ring our telephone number and choose the option to speak to a nurse on the National NHS advice line called NHS Direct. Or you can choose another option to speak to the on-call doctor service. Where else can you get medical help if you need it? At the Royal Hallamshire Hospital on Claremont Crescent, near the university, there is a walk-in centre and a minor injuries unit. There is also an accident and emergency department for adults at the Northern General Hospital, but this should only be used if you have a serious medical problem. So what happens if you are too ill to visit the doctor? If you ring us, preferably before 11 a.m, and explain your problem, we may arrange to visit you at home. You can ring 999 from any landline or mobile phone free of charge for an ambulance if you have had a serious accident or if you have a medical problem that is an emergency. Some students feel that they cannot explain their problem well enough in English. If this is the case, you may bring a friend with you to your appointment who can translate. Alternatively, you can ask for an interpreter at the same time you book your appointment. This service is provided for free if it is an NHS consultation. We will need adequate notice to arrange an interpreter. The last question is, what happens if you need more of your medicine that you started at home? Please arrange to see the GP before your medicine runs out. Bring your tablet packet with you to the appointment and any relevant specialist letters. Some medicines are the same in the UK as in other countries, such as inhalers and some contraceptive pills. If your medication is of a specialist nature, you may have to be referred to a hospital doctor to have ongoing treatment. For more information on studying in Sheffield, visit the University of Sheffield's Prospective International Student website at www.sheff.ac.uk/international. There is also the UK Council for International Student Affairs at www.ukcisa.org.uk. This provides news and advice for international students. Remember, you can catch up on all the latest UHS news on our Twitter page at twitter.com/Sheffield UHS. This is the end of the screencast on international student health.